All right, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about the GRADE trial, glycemia reduction in type 2 diabetes, glycemic controls. My name is Mike Freilich. I'm a general internist and clinician scientist. This study caught my eye because prior to this trial, we've had very few head-to-head randomized trials comparing one diabetes drug to another. Let's start with the method. So using the PICO framework, the population were adults with type 2 diabetes. They were on metformin and had an elevated hemoglobin A1C between 6.8% and 8.5%. The intervention slash comparator. So they randomized people to glargine versus glimepiride versus liraglutide versus sitagliptin. The outcome was the percentage of patients with an A1C above 7%. And the timeline was 5 years. So this was placebo-controlled? Nope, it wasn't. Of course, that can be problematic. How is it funded? Government funded. The outcome being clinically relevant? That's debatable, but let's assume that yes, patients care about their hemoglobin A1C. Was it blinded? No, this was an open label trial. It was intention to treat, which is important. And yes, this was a multi-center study. So, let's see, what did they find? Well, they randomized 5,000 patients in total. Loss to follow-up was rare, less than 5%. What did the patients look like? Average age of 57, 64% male. Mean duration of diabetes was about 4 years. Average A1C at randomization, 7.5%. Mean BMI, 34. And about 7% had a history of cardiovascular disease. Yes, and there were 11,000 eligible patients. So what did they find? So here's the Kaplan-Meier curve. This is a little bit hard to interpret. Yes. For that outcome, looking at the reduction in A1C, so glargine appeared to be the best, so long-acting insulin. The worst appeared to be sitagliptin, and also liraglutide was quite impressive. Let's talk about the secondary outcomes. So they looked at the percentage or the odds of having an A1C above 7.5%. So a lower odds is better. So you can see that with the glargine group and potentially with the liraglutide group. Whereas individuals with sitagliptin, again, they weren't able to achieve that low A1C. And then adverse events, the highest rate of adverse events were with glimepiride. So that was severe hypoglycemia. That's not good. And weight gain, most common with glargine as well. What are some limitations of this study? So they didn't have anyone with an SGLT2 inhibitor. That's because this trial was started sort of before the SGLT2 era, so you couldn't be randomized to that. And it was an unblinded trial. Take-home point, for patients with type 2 diabetes, glargine and liraglutide were more effective at achieving and maintaining the targeted hemoglobin A1C. But the big caveat is that glargine is also associated with weight gain and severe hypoglycemia. I hope this was helpful. Have a great day.